ප්‍රියන්ත කුමාර ධර්මසේන වන නමින් ලෝකයේ ක්‍රිකට් පිටියට පිවිසී මම අවුරුදු 12ක් ජාත්‍යන්තර ක්‍රිකට් පිටියේ ක්‍රීඩකයෙක් හැටියට රට වෙනුවෙන් ක්‍රීඩා කළා. ඒ වගේම අවුරුදු 15ක් වැනි කාලයක් අදටත් ඉන්ටර්නැෂනල් ක්‍රිකට් කවුන්සිලය වෙනුවෙන් ජාත්‍යන්තර තලයේ එලීට් පැනල් එකේ විනිශ්චයකාරවරයෙක් වගේ කටයුතු කරනවා. අද දවසේ මට සුවිශේෂී වූ දවසක් මගේ ජීවිතේ. මොකද අපි හැමෝටම සීන තියෙනවා. ඒ එක සීනයක් මගේ අද සාක්ෂාත් වෙන දවසක්. මොකද අපි රටේ සුවඳවත් ගහකින් ඒකදේශීය ගහකින් ලබා ගන්නා අස්වැන්නේ ප්‍රතිඵලයක් තමයි අද මේ. ඉතින් ඒ සුවඳවත් ගහින් ලබා ගන්නා අස්වැන්නේ ප්‍රතිඵලයට වැඩිපුර වටිනාකමක් දෙන්න පැමිණි ඔබ සියලු දෙනාටම මම මගේ ආදරණීය ගෞරවය පුද කරනවා. ඒ වගේම ඔබ සියලු දෙනාගේම වටිනා කාලය මා වෙනුවෙන් කැපකිරීම ගැන මම ආදරයෙන් මතක් කරනවා. විශේෂයෙන්ම මේ තමයි මං අවුරුදු 16ක් තිස්සේ ඉතාමත් අවංකව ඉතාමත් ආදරයෙන් ලබාගත් දේ. මෙයා තමයි මං අවුරුදු 15ක් තිස්සේ පරිශන කරලා 2009 ඉඳන් අපේම රටේ ගහකින් වල්ලපට්ට ගහෙන් ලබාගත් අස්වැන්නෙන් හදපු එක ශ්‍රී ලංකා නිර්මාණයක්. කට ඇරලා කියන්න පුළුවන් මේඩ් ඉන් ශ්‍රී ලංකා. මේකේ හැම එකක්ම තියෙන්නේ අපේ ලංකාවේ. ලංකාවේ අයගම දෑත් වලින් හදන නිර්මාණයක්. ඉතින් මං හිතනවා අපි සතුටු වෙන්න ඕන ජාතියක් හැටියට රටක් හැටියට මෙවැනි නිර්මාණයක් පින්තැන්නේ අපට කිරීමට හැකියාව ලැබීම ගැන. මං කලින් කිව්වා වගේ ක්‍රිකට් ක්‍රීඩාවේ පටන් ගන්නකොට අපි ක්‍රිකට් සෙල්ලම් කරනකොට කවුරුත් හිතුවේ නෑ 96 ලෝක කුසලානයක් අපි ජයග්‍රහණය කරයි කියලා. අපි වෙනත් රටවල නැත්තම් ක්‍රිකට් වල දැවැන්තයන් පරාජය කරලා 96 ලෝක කුසලානේ ජයග්‍රහණය කළා. ඒ වගේම 2002 මං හිතන්නේ ගොඩක් කට්ටිය මේක දන්නේ නෑ නැත්තම් වැඩි මාධ්‍යයට එන්නේ නෑ. 2002 චැම්පියන්ස් ට්‍රෝෆි එක ජයග්‍රහණය කරා ලංකාව. ওই ජයග්‍රහණ දෙකේම මම නියෝජිතයෙක් රට වෙනුවෙන්. ඒ වගේම මම හිතනවා මේ සුවඳ විලවුම උනන්දුව ලෝකේ ජයග්‍රහණය කරන්න පින්තැන්නේ අපිට හැකියාව තියෙනවා කියලා. විශේෂයෙන්ම මම ගොඩක් සතුටු වෙනවා මට පින්තැන්නේ ඉතාමත් හොඳ කඩිසර දක්ෂ කණ්ඩායමක් සිටිනවා. ඉතින් අපිට ලෝකේ ජය ගන්න හැකියාව තියෙනවා. ඉතින් මම මේ බලාපොරොත්තු වෙච්ච සිහිනය සාක්ෂාත් කරගන්න විශේෂයෙන්ම දැවැන්තය නිර්මාණකරුවෙක් අපට හම්බෙලා තියෙනවා. ඒ තමයි වෙන කවුරුත් නෙමේ ෆ්‍රාන්සේ ඩොමිනික් රෝපියන්. ඔහු සුවඳ විලවුන් 1200කට වැඩි ප්‍රමාණයක් ලෝකෙට නිර්මාණය කරපු නිර්මාණකරුවෙක්. ඔහුගේ නිර්මාණ වලින් 50කට වැඩි ප්‍රමාණයක් ලෝක පූජිත වෙලා තියෙනවා. විශේෂයෙන්ම බර්බරි, අමානි, කැල්වින් ක්ලයින් තවත් නොයෙකුත් විශාල නිර්මාණ රාශියක් ඔහු කරලා තියෙනවා. අපි විශේෂයෙන් මම කියන්න කැමතියි අපි perfume වර්ගීකරණයක් ගත්තොත් වර්ගීකරණයේ 11ක් අපි නිෂ්පාදනය කරනවා පින්තැන්නේ. සාමාන්‍යයෙන් මම දන්නා තරමින් ක්‍රීඩකයෝ කීප දෙනෙක් perfume එකක් ලෝකයට අරන් ගිහලා තියෙනවා. හැබැයි අපි perfume collection එකක් ලෝකයට අරන් යනවා. පොඩි දෙයක් එකේ මම මතක් කරන්න ඕන අපි perfume 11ක් අරන් යන්නේ ඇයි? ක්‍රිකට් ක්‍රීඩා කරේ 11යි team of 11 තමයි අපේ ආරම්භය. ඉතින් perfume වල වර්ගීකරණේ මෙයා වගේ ඔයගලන්ට බලන්න පුළුවන්. hat එක තමයි ලාංඡනය. අපේ හැම තැනම දැන් මින් ඉදිරියට අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා ඉදිරි මාස 3 4 5 තුල ලෝකයේ හැම තැනම වගේ මේ hat එක දකින්න. මේ hat එක තමයි ලාංඡනය. ක්‍රිකට් වලට ගන්න පුළුවන් hat එක, අම්පයර් කෙනෙක් හැටියට ගන්න පුළුවන්. මේ hat එක ඇතුලේ තමයි අපේ 11 තියෙන්නේ. ඉතින් I would like to invite Master Perfumer Dominic European to the stage, and my good friend Carlos, Pawan, and of course Kavishka. I would like to introduce yourself. Of course, everyone knows about Dominic. He's the master perfumer from France, and he has been there for 21 years. Carlos.
Well, first of all, thank you so much, Kumar, Kavishka, as well, the entire Dharmasena family, the Pintanna group, and the people of Sri Lanka. To be honest, I'm overwhelmed with all this kindness and gratitude. It's really a pleasure and honor to be here and seeing how two stars, Mr. Dominic, our master perfumer, and you as such a legend as well, create something, a story of collaboration. And for me, a word that I heard from Kavishka as well, I think is a story of heritage, where we put all the knowledge of perfumery that Mr. Dominic brings on a lifetime of perfumery and the heritage of Sri Lanka. So thank you so much for that. But then, maybe I'll leave it to Dominic in case you want to have a few words of introduction.
So yes, we met 3 years ago. For me, it's the first time that I went to Sri Lanka. I have been very interested by oud for a long time, for I would say 20 years. I started to learn oud and how to use oud. And I started with oud from India. I went to India, I visited some plantation in India, in Assam. I went to Thailand also, I visited also some plantation in Thailand. It's another type of oud. I knew also the oud from China, which is another Aquilaria. Those are Aquilaria. And when I did not know at all that there were some oud in Sri Lanka, and what was this oud? And this oud is not an Aquilaria, it's something which is Gerinops voila, and perhaps it's not the right pronunciation. And it's something else, it's something a little bit different from the oud that I used to know, but it was something new for me, and I was very interested to work with it. It's what we did. And of course I smelled 3 years ago some distillation from oud, from Kumar, which was interesting. Of course, as I knew oud, I had some comment to give to Kumar, but very humble and very with modesty, of course, and perhaps to make not some improvement, but to modify some things. And 3 years after, here we are with using this new beautiful quality of oud.
Thank you, Mr. Kumar, for this opportunity. So I'm basically based out of Mumbai in the International Flavors and Fragrance Office. So my role in general and for this project has been to work closely with Dominic in terms of selecting the olfactive profiles most suitable for in general, which will be liked by the consumers, and also bringing in that unique aspect. And Dominic is a master of that. Being based in Mumbai, India, and as we all know, in India, cricket is a religion, and cricketers are gods. So it's really an honor for me to be a small part of the Unanduwa launch. Many thanks to you, and I would like to thank Mr. Kavishka and the master himself. As we all know, Mr. Kumar's legacy, firstly being a very successful cricketer, being part of the 96 World Cup winning team, and again the Champions Trophy winning team, having a big legacy. we all are aware of your unique career, second innings as an successful umpire, and within a very short period, you are in the panel or the ICC panel of umpires. So again, a very successful second innings. So you are truly an inspiration to us, and as a cricket follower, a cricket fan. It's an honor and it's an inspiration that through my profession I could meet legends whom I have been seeing from childhood, and very happy to be a part of your third innings in a way with Unanduwa launch. My best wishes, and very excited to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bhavan. Thanks. So I'm sure everyone here has a few questions to answer, but the number one thing is probably now they know about Unanduwa. But can you tell us a bit of history about the IFF? I'm sure Mr. Carlos would be the perfect one to answer that.
Okay, yeah, that's a good question. I think in general, many people would not know some company like IFF because we are like a fragrance supplier and flavors. So to put it like nicely and short, we are the leaders in the industry when it comes to beverage, food, and scent. You know, actually, we're an American company. We've been for over 135 years. So we are part of the New York Stock Exchange as well. And just to give you an idea of the magnitude, last year our revenue was around $12 billion. So obviously we have many business units within the company. So we are a part of the fine fragrance division. And even though you might not know us, you might know some of our products, such as La Vie Belle, Invictus, Y by YSL, Alien. So these are some of the examples that we have created. Well, sorry, Dominique has created. So yeah, congratulations on that. So that for me is also an honor to be here. And as you can imagine, I mean, it's a big company, yeah, and these are big launches, but for us it's special also to be here because I remember Dominique gave me a call like 1 year ago, like, hey Carlos, you will not believe it, a while ago I was in Sri Lanka, I met this famous cricket player, you know, and who is planting a lot of oud. There is a project that I would like to work on, and I was like, what? What are you talking about, you know? And then he arranged the call with all of you, and it's like, actually, he has a point. So I mean, of course, if someone like Dominique or yourself as well calls, we listen. So I'm very glad that happened and we made it possible. Then it's when we started receiving the oud, we started evaluating, and then it was a story also of collaboration between Sri Lanka, Paris. I am based in Dubai, by the way, it's when we have our creative center, and then with obviously Pavan, who is our evaluator, coordinating, helping us to coordinate.
Yeah, I agree. It was actually a collective effort of many nations together, I would say. And I think that's what piqued the interest of the crowd as well, to enhance this type of atmosphere and to get this type of product out in the open. It's not easy. Actually, could you tell us about that? Could you, Mr. Dominic, could you explain what was the creative process like? How did you come about creating this fragrance by yourself, and how did you integrate our oud with your expertise?
So of course, so I started by, of course, oud was should be the masterpiece of the creation, and from this oud, everything should have to be blend around it. So for prestige oud, but I started to blend it with the rose. Rose is important because rose oud is something classical, but you can each time reinvent it. And it gives some elegance to the fragrance. So it was important to have a fragrance with a lot of elegance, a lot of identity also, and some modernity. It's why there is, in the top of the fragrance, there is some fruity notes like raspberry, lychee effect, some spices from Sri Lanka. And the heart of the fragrance is rose oil from Turkish, geranium oil, and Centifolia Absolute Rose from Morocco. So this is the heart of the fragrance, and the dry down is woody, ambery, and woody with vetiver, by the way. So this is more or less the scheme of the fragrance, and after the process, of course, as Carlos was explaining, we were four of us to work on it from each different part of the world, and at the end we did this.
Thank you, Mr. Dominic, for explaining that. I think everyone practically understands how we came about the Prestige Oud collection. So let's go towards the Elite collection. Mr. Pawan, I believe we were having a discussion earlier on how you curated which type of perfume we should make. So it shouldn't be something more fruity, more towards the floral side. Could you explain how you figured it out on which categories we should choose? What's the variation and how we went about it?
Yes, so whenever we are talking about fine fragrances or perfumes in general, so generally we want to have a collection which is liked by multiple sets of people. So that's why in order to keep obvious variations in the fragrance, we selected certain olfactive directions. So firstly, one olfactive direction, like in the Elite Oud, was the signature around rose. In the second one, it was the oud plus wood's signature. So with rose also, the Sri Lankan oud gives a very nice combination. With oud wood also, again interesting second set of combination. Third was all around the white florals. So the freshness element from the white florals is something which is also liked generally by people, by consumers. The fourth one again was around a bit of touch of leather, which gives really a sensual element to the fragrance. So of course you want a freshness element from one perfume, but maybe for in general for evening wear, a bit of sensual fragrance. So this is how we try to have a fragrances for everyone's likability.
As you know that Vallapatta is, apart from Sri Lanka, you can't find from anywhere else in the world. So we are the only people who produce Vallapatta, Oud oil, and our Silani brand has 5 variations of Vallapatta. Kavishka, would you like to mention more, because you know better than me of the deep end of our
You're being humble here, Chairman. But of course, thank you, Chairman, for giving the opportunity. Yes, I would like to expand on that, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, actually, if you take our perfume, I would say the fact, let me give you a bit of insight about perfume. So a majority of the time, a perfume is integrated as the top note, the middle note, and the base note. I'm sure mainly most of you that use international perfumes probably know this. So oud thrives in the base note. So the base note is where oud is centered in. So the fact that we are using Vallapatta, which is an endemic or indigenous species only found in Sri Lanka, means that no one else can replicate it. So in this manner, as Chairman so rightfully said, we are the only people who export this oud out of the country. So we have a definite advantage when it comes to penetrating international markets. So this is an edge for us, definitely, with these 5 perfumes. And to add into that, everyone, I believe I mentioned the matter of heritage when it comes to this perfume. So if you look at the bottle closely, you will see that there's the Sinhala letter known as the U, right? So no other international brand out there is doing this at the moment. We are the only company that is doing this, and we are currently also situated in Saudi as well, and we have the Sri Lankan letter, which is not an easy task. These are definitely achievements not just for our company, but also for our country as well.
I think what was also really nice about this project, because obviously we had the expertise from the fragrance, our master perfumer, but then we were playing with the oud. It was very, and we tried in different dosages. I mean, you were super involved in the whole project. I mean, from A to Z. So it was nice to see how each fragrance would change every time that we would put oud. And for me, in particular, I like the Prestige oud, because I like the contrast between this rose and cherry or raspberry notes with the oud. I feel like it's the combination is super rich and smells very luxurious. So yeah, congratulations also on that part, on that collaboration.
Yes.
Yeah.
The last question, Mr. Dominic, and even Mr. Carlos, Mr. Pawan, as you are the experts in this field, can you tell us what the future holds for the perfume industry?
Difficult question, very difficult question. What is the future in perfumery? What I just can say, more and more, the perfumery, the international perfumery, is very interested by what's happening in Middle East, Asia, and mainly around oud. This is very funny, by the way. So it started more or less perhaps 5 years ago, and we can find this tendency even in Latin America, by the way, in European fragrances too. That's probably a tendency that is happening. For the other, difficult to know what is going to happen in perfumery.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. Before you step down from the stage, I have a question. Kumar, now, you told a little while ago that you have launched 11 type of perfumes. What I see is all these perfumes are unisex perfumes, isn't it?
Yeah, all of our perfumes are unisex purely because of oud. And we have, as I mentioned, we have 5 variations of oud, and we take different parts of the tree. Actually, I want to tell you that we take all the parts of the tree. The leaves we take to make the agati, the branches, and the other parts of the tree we use for the different types of variations of the oud. So therefore, we can't make a perfume for male or female. All the perfumes are unisex, and I think everyone really loves it. The main thing is the duration is very, very long, as Kavishka said, because of the base note of oud. And I want to tell you that this is something which I want to share with you all. This is 100% made in Sri Lanka.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Mr. Kumar Dharmasena, Mr. Dominic Gropian, Mr. Carlos Prada, Mr. Pavan Darade, and Mr. Kavishka Dharmasena. Thank you.
Thank you.